Hey, Ruby. Hey, Kat. How are you guys today? Oh, yeah, that'll be exciting. I'm over here having some last minute Virgo moon tendencies and noticed there was a chip in my nail polish. I'm like, it'll be fine. It's like, no, it's driving me nuts. Dude, it's good you're taking vacation next week. Completely messed up. We're going to talk about all that today. I'm not going to go into crazy detail about the new moon next week because I'm going to go over all the new moon stuff on Thursday next week. But I'm going to be talking mainly about the retrograde. Like, I'll go over some stuff today that's going on, that we currently have going on, and then I'm going to go over the day that it goes retrograde. And then we're going to do a group pick a card reading so you guys can pick out stuff going on with you. Oh, hey, Pauline. And that's actually what I want my channel to feel like, is like extended family, to be honest. So how are you guys feeling today? Once again, do your best to ignore the lovely loudness that is out there. I wouldn't think it'd be as loud, but it really is. Thanks, Carla. It's actually, believe it or not, it's a tapestry that's like really big. Originally, we were thinking of somehow doing this with the wall, but then I realized I like you guys being able to see stuff. So if we were trying to pull back and look at the wall, it wouldn't really do good. And then I was like, wait, I'm just gonna lay my mermaid out across the table. That's really good, Pauline. That's the kind of energy we're going to be in, is that reminiscing energy. Sometimes it's like I forget I have actually a little, I need to fix it somehow, but I have like a velvet kind of cloth under here that helps things stay up, and I think it got bunched up back here. I need to fix it. That means I gotta like dig under all my stuff without trying to mess it up. What was interesting is I was actually looking at today at some of the stuff we have going on, and then comparing it to when stuff goes retrograde, and it seems like there's a lot more like challenging energy today than there is when Mercury actually goes retrograde, which is kind of funny. Because this Libra Sun and that retrograde Mars are just not happy. That Mars rude squaring my ascendant and descendant at this exact degree today. How dare it? There's a lot of exact degrees hitting my stuff today. Story of my life. Hey, Jen. I'm doing good. I'm feeling the calm too. I'm a little more laid back. Hey, cleaning's good for moving all that energy around though. I'm really excited because once I get 50 followers, I can actually create emotes like you're using, Pauline, but I can actually draw them and upload them for you guys to use. I have a lot of ideas that I want to do, so I'm excited. It's pretty much like this own channel is pretty much inside jokes we can have as emotes. I definitely want to do a D over the divine somehow, and I need to find out how to draw that into something for you guys so you can like throw it up when you want to. And I think everyone liked Daddy Saturn yesterday, so I think that'd be a funny one. I need 5 more followers and I can do it. And that unlocks a whole lot of stuff. Like I can have subscribers, so if you guys want to like support me that way, like $5 a month, like it supports me doing it. And plus, it's like it unlocks more emotes. It's just like this ongoing thing where it just builds the community kind of thing. It's really cool. I know, I'm excited. Because I want to have mermaid emotes too, but I want those to be more like, what you call it, emotions. Like you can have like a really happy one or a laughing one, just things like that, so you can put emotions up. And then I want to have all of our inside jokes too, so it's like when stuff's happening, or we can have certain tarot cards that you guys can throw up on the screen when stuff's happening. But it's like I have a lot of funny ideas, but I gotta like write them all down and then like start going through drawing them. Or if people want to help me with drawing them too, it's like I always get credit if people want to do their own emotes and put them on here for people to use. But you can add so much fun stuff. And plus I'm gonna create um, a Discord so we can have like a group for like always being open to learning, because that's kind of like another live extension that we can do off of here too. So I'm excited. I have a lot of plans that I gotta make stuff for, but I want to make it like more fun for you guys on here. You can really customize a lot on here compared to like other places because it's meant for being live. So but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just say a couple of things going on today. Um, with some of the planetary stuff. So for one thing, we already know that Mercury's in Scorpio. It's not retrograde yet. It doesn't go retrograde till next week. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. But the sun's still in Libra, and it's making this lovely opposition to Mars retrograde. So it's like almost this challenge to really do what we want to do and balance it out. Plus, some people's opinions and relationships might actually be coming in and trying to deter us a little bit, and it's causing frustration. But try to lean more into the understanding aspect and really see where possibly there is an imbalance in what you're doing between the yourself attitude and the partnership's attitude or relationships, because that could be where that kind of like grit feeling's coming from. But something that's really interesting that's happening today, because the moon is actually in Cancer, and with Mercury and Scorpio, they're trining each other. So there's probably a pretty good boost of intuition today. And for people that connect really easily through clairaudience, I think that's going to be very heightened today too. So if you're getting a little freaked out because you're connecting a little easier today, that's probably why. But also it really plays on pulling out some really deep emotions and starting to clear that energy and being able to express it as well. A nice sextile we're having is between Mercury and the moon as well, but it's connecting to Venus and Virgo. So it's really like helping us kind of get the details out of these situations with the communication and dealing with our emotions and communicating them to other people. But keeping that love instead of being really scrutinizing is really important. Because if you're picking other people apart and picking yourself apart, it's not really constructive. But if you're turning that more into like the way you'd want to help other people, you're doing that help for yourself, it's going to be very therapeutic today. And probably for maybe into tomorrow as well, because the moon will still be in Cancer. But there's still all this lovely squaring energy going on between the Sun and Mars retrograde to the planets that have been buddies all year long. They're all direct now, by the way. The Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn brigade are all finally direct. But they're like forming all these squares. So it's kind of like trying to ground your energy right now with everything you're going through is gonna feel like dragging yourself through mud almost, because it's like having that heavy Capricorn energy, not only with Saturn, like, kind of sitting on us and pushing us to do what we know we need to do. It's like you're going through this Pluto thing where you're trying to transition and you're trying to really dig into the meat of things. And having these other aspects where it's like making a positive thing with you expressing them is actually really beneficial, because it's so hard to kind of work through it ourselves, because this is a very internal process, because the squares between the Sun and the Mars, like, just hitting all of them. And Jupiter is just being lovely and expanding the whole thing that we're doing. So it's pretty much making it feel really big on us, like this weight, but every time we release something, it's like a huge release. So it's like nothing's really minute right now. So I think that's why the energy of Virgo is really helping us kind of ground and remember details are important, because things just seem so completely tipping. And that's how the Libra energy is balancing right now, because it's extreme. So if extreme swings one way, it's going to extreme swing the other way to balance it out, like, very quickly. But there's a lot of positive aspects today to Mercury for communication. Even Neptune with like trying to speak more with that unconditional love and about like what you really want to do and what your wishes are. It's like you're able to communicate that easier as well. So there's a lot of positive things with that today. So as long as we're kind of realizing, yeah, we all have our own internal things we're going through right now, and we're respectful of everyone going through them, and we create boundaries for people that aren't respecting what we're going through, we should be good, because like this is some good energy today. But looking at the difference of when Mercury goes Mercury goes retrograde, which is happening on the 13th next week at 6:05 p.m. PST, so whatever time that is for you. I think it's 3 hours ahead Eastern or something like that from where I am. But this retrograde's gonna hit and start having some oppositions to it. What the heck is that? Okay, phone. But anyways, so basically what's going to happen, it just seems like Mars and the Sun are following each other around and just having this constant opposition. So it's going to be the same Mars Libra energy, balancing your relationships and yourself while doing all this energy. But we have all these, we still have the exact same thing because it's at the degrees with the big 3 planets over there as well. So those squares are still there. So basically, the same thing is carrying on next week. Inner work, really working on yourself, balancing, having boundaries with other people is still going to be a main focal point in what we're doing. So the energies that are going to change, we're still going to be keeping that connection with wanting to communicate in a loving way. But with Mercury going retrograde, it's really going to highlight us doing that for ourselves and not just expressing outwards. Because having that expression towards like everyone else and wanting to express it is usually a lot easier than for us to go inward and start expressing that love for ourselves to the deep, dark places. So this is really going to start drawing us in any way that we've been not doing it already. And as this continues, what's going to happen is it makes an opposition with Uranus, which is still retrograde in Taurus right now, with how we're trying to uproot and get all of this like energy that doesn't work for us anymore out, and like all these different ways of thinking in. It's almost like this Mercury is really making us kind of reflect, and that can cause a lot of like this pull kind of energy where we don't want to get stuck. We don't want to start going backwards with thinking too deeply on things that have happened, that as we're uprooting them, we get stuck in that space and we can't bring it out, and we're not expressing that love that Neptune's trying to bring between the trine with Mercury to ourselves. So it can create a problem with that if we feel like we're starting not to understand why so many things are changing. We can come down on ourselves. And also watch with how you're communicating with others with this, because if you start coming from a kind of stubborn energy because people either you feel aren't budging in certain ways and then you start blocking off too, it's going to create this whole problem where it makes it even more difficult for you to come out of your shell. Once this goes direct, it's going to set that up. But another thing, since this is directly opposing Uranus, which is kind of ironic, and Aquarius and Uranus are kind of the energy now that we have the internet is connected to Aquarius, and having a direct opposition to the planet that is connected to the sign with the internet is kind of just telling us, yes, we are going to be having issues with the internet, but at the same time, because it's Mercury retrograde. But this is kind of on a deeper level too, because this is really going into what is the truth and really having to look like within us, like what we feel is the truth compared to what is coming out in the media. So this is going to be a big introspection thing that starts happening. And this energy is coming so close to big things happening right now that it's probably going to cause a lot of unrest between what people are seeing and feeling. So definitely people can get more up in arms about their opinions right now, because they feel almost like it's a personal attack on them if you have differing views. So be careful of that energy as well. And we also have a conjunction with the moon in Virgo and Venus in Virgo the same day. So our emotions, like, I kind of understand moon in Virgo energy, not kinda, I do, because I have a moon in Virgo. With moon in Virgo energy, what happens is with your emotions, you're able to be more objective. You can kind of pull back and compartmentalize things and see where things need to be improved, whereas things, you can kind of release that clutter. But the main thing is you can get very scrutinizing of yourself, and this goes back to and actually has a direct um, sextile to Mercury. Like I was about to say, it goes directly back to how deeply you put this on yourself and how you work through this energy. And with it being conjunct Venus, it's really pushing the loving energy as opposed to the energy where you're harsh on yourself. Like, it's really pushing that, which is going to help a lot because that actually has a trine to those 3 planets. So we actually have something else helping with that. So there's a lot of inward help happening right now, even though the external world is probably going to be seeming like a really hot mess. Like, because the way people are going to be communicating with each other, with all this uprooting happening and how these different things are connected, it's like people are either going to want to be talking about, what we can do and how we can improve things, or people are going to be very stuck on how things are so different now, and it's like just arguing over everything because they feel personally attacked for having an opinion. So definitely, the more inner work you're doing at this time, the better. Because if you are too focused on what everyone's doing around you, you're going to get swept up in the mess. And you're not going to be able to tell others' outside opinions from what you really want to do because it's going to be such a mess. So, know what's going on around you. Like, I'm not saying bury your head in the sand and act like you don't know anything. But do your own research, have your opinion, but stay working on yourself. And only express what you feel comfortable expressing. And if you can do it in a way that's constructive. And not, like, just the scrutinizing, nitpicky, especially with yourself. So really watch how you talk to yourself. And we have one last thing with the in conjunct. We keep having in conjuncts with stuff here, but we have the Sun and Neptune now with an in conjunct, which means like I told you before, the push and pull, because this is with a watery energy to the air energy this time. And it's making us kind of be able to understand our heart and be able to pull our dreams down and find that love for them, but at the same time, we don't want to get lost in it. We don't want to get to a place where we're allowing other people's opinions to tell us what our dreams are and become confused and disillusioned, like, maybe I should just give up, because that kind of thing can happen too. It can swing both ways. So definitely stay in a loving energy with yourself about things that you really want to pursue, and don't really try to butt heads as much as possible right now, because that Mars retrograde is having a lot of fun with doing all these things, because we still have Chiron and Aries over here, and it's forcing a lot of healing right now, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are feeling on a really deep level. But just keep working, keep doing the hard work right now. And like I said, things will be okay. It's just we got to get through this. And then, like I said, I'm not going to start talking about the new moon on this one. The new moon's going to be in Libra. It's going to be a super new moon. But it's happening literally a couple days after Mercury goes retrograde. So I'm going to be talking about that on the Thursday Astro Live next week, adding that energy into everything. But definitely we're already feeling a bunch of these energies, and it's just going to get stronger and more internal as we head into the actual retrograde itself. So it's just, we're all going to really feel that pull, and if you're not doing the work, you're going to be feeling kind of psycho. So the best thing to do is be focusing on your stuff, and you're going to be able to tell between the people who are doing it and who are not doing it, because that is going to make it to where they're very unbalanced, and a lot of them are probably lashing out. It's like, at least if something happens with you, you'll probably be able to step back and kind of take it in and go, okay, like, I know what's happening with me right now. This is something I need to go work on. Like, because if you're on that page, you're going to be able to stay on that page. If you're not, you're going to be feeling really batty and crazy and not really knowing what to do with yourself. But that is what's going on between now and then. Like, that's the energies that we have. So wherever you have those main points I was talking about, if you know your chart, you can definitely kind of see how those energies are going to play out for you. But the main focus is going to be a lot of internal work and trying not to let outside influences influence what your truth is. Because we're going to be getting a whole lot of truth with this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. It's going to be some very deep transformative energy. And we're going to be dealing with a lot of people's stuff. Some of it might not even be our own, because it has that energy of other people's stuff showing up that we have to deal with. But since you guys know that, if you have any questions, like I said, anytime you can ask me if you have questions while I'm talking about stuff. But if you have any now, you can ask. Or if you want to do a personal one for you before we do the pick a card, I can do that too. Unless you want to wait till after the pick a card and try to see what you want to get a personal with. I can't rewind it. But, so would you guys want me to do the pick a card for you guys first? So that way when you guys do your piles and it's after you kind of have an idea of where you want to, like, close in and ask a question to see how it's going to affect you personally, or do you want a personal one first? It'll get easier the more you do it, Pauline. Do you know what your rising in your moon is? So your sun's probably hanging out with the Libra sun down there. So you're getting that Mars energy I was telling you about needing to, and you've been doing it though, you've been working on picking yourself instead of jumping out there like that Rose said yesterday. Don't go jumping into a relationship. That's that Libra sun down there with your Libra sun pairing up like, come on, let's go try this. But having your Leo rising, you're getting a lot of action from that Mars retrograde. I mean Leo moon, I didn't mean to say Leo rising. You're feeling all that fire connecting to you. And plus you got all that Virgo energy sitting in your first house too. You just needed a reminder. But yeah, definitely you're going to be feeling that conflict a lot. Oh, hey there. We were just talking about the astrology that's going to be going on. I'm about to start the pick a card for everybody. But I was talking about her chart because she was telling me her rising and her sun and her moon. So let's see. I'm really being pulled towards this little one today. A little. Of course. Why else would I do this if I didn't? And let's see. We're gonna pick. Yeah, this is called, it has a couple names. It has fire ice quartz because of its look, also called cracked quartz because of the process it goes through to get the look. The stones have whatever you want them to have. You can just think they're pretty if you think they're pretty, and what you believe is what you get. But this right here is ametrine. I'm just getting pulled to the sparklies today. Well, everything's energy. You're made of energy too. Let's see. Let's go with this one. This. I'm drawn to all the sparkles. Hun, everything is matter and made of atoms. You don't have to be breathing, technically, to be made of energy. Everything is made of energy. What was the last one I want? Usually don't have that hard time picking this. It's not them specifically. Pretty much anything. I, for one, and a lot of other people, just really love crystals. Okay, so I have the choices for what you guys can pick. So like I was saying, this one is known as fire ice quartz or cracked quartz. This one's ametrine. This one right here is a strawberry amethyst geode. And then this one's green amethyst. So, do you guys want the singing triangle while you're choosing your choices? Or do you already have in mind what you want to do? And this is a pick a card, so you can pick whichever ones you're drawn to, hon. Yeah, it's green amethyst. You haven't heard of it? You already know. And like I said, I'll go over those after I do each of the readings. Right now I'm picking out what we're going to be using. Well, of course we do. Why else would I be picking them out? I mean, as much as I look looking at them, I also have them for everybody else. We're gonna use this one. And let's see. Do you guys want the self-care ones? I've noticed you guys kind of like those. Do you want me to pull more self-cares for your piles? And I'll do the affirmation ones too, the little ones. Okay. I believe that people can just follow whatever they want. I'm not going to go around judging them. But at the same time, I don't think it's right for others to push their beliefs down people's throats either. It's all our own experience. And no one's experience is the same. Well, that's why I choose to not be pulled into that. It's so easy to. This one right here. Yeah, I know, but at the same time, you're still the one that's in charge of your mind and what you think. And people that choose to think certain things, that's their path. I'm not here to be anyone's mama on their journey. Okay. Since you guys already know, do you want me to go right into it, or do you want to have the singing triangle? Because it seems like you guys are already choosing over here. It's interesting. Oh my gosh. That is too funny though. I mean, at least you got it planned out. You got some Virgo in there somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the decks I'm going to use for each pile. So, since a lot of the planetary aspects obviously are still pointing towards us deep diving and working on our shit, or everyone's going to be a horrible mess, I'm going to do the Soul's Journey for starting energy. And I'm going to use the Muse Tarot today. I was just feeling really pulled to it. I don't know, I think the art's really making me happy lately. And the self-care for you guys, since you want the self-care one. I'm liking how those are working out too. And I'm going to do the numinous for some of those planetary energies coming out. And then our little affirmations. Yeah, there are some cards in there that are like that. Okay, so definitely will, hun. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the singing triangle, and then afterwards I'm gonna start with our first fire ice quartz. Okay. So let's go ahead. Start getting into these. Gonna do some little scoots here. Okay, time for our first group. Okay, so for my first group, let's see what you guys are gonna be going through with this retrograde. What's it gonna be bringing up for you guys? Oh, soul searching, there we go. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like the singing triangle. I kind of got it for me, and I tried it once, and people liked it, so I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so there is a lot of purple for this group, so you need to step back and really start listening to your intuition, because a lot of it is very blocked off. Especially when it comes to feeling like you don't know what you're supposed to be doing and you're completely stressed out about it. But one thing you guys do have going for you right now is you do have that feeling of being able to see where others are coming from, which is that energy that I was talking about that you really need to be in right now. So at least you guys got that down pat. But you guys really need to work on not being so caught up in thinking about this future thing and be more right now, because it's going to drive you crazy with this energy. It's going to be one of those, like how you're seeing these swirls here, it's going to be like falling down into a pit and not being able to pull yourself out of it. And you need to have the same empathy for yourself, because you guys really are going to be feeling it really harsh. So let's see. Oh, you're home now, Ryan? So let's see. What good or challenges are going to be showing up for you guys? Well, that's good. Let's freaking drop the shit. That works. Okay, so far you guys are getting some good here. Definitely. Okay, so this is going to be helping you guys work through this. And not be in that energy. Okay. So, all over this sense of worry and not knowing what you are going to do with your life, we have this energy of being able to step outside of yourself and really work on leaving that behind. Because literally the first thing out here is death. It's like, yeah, I mean, this shit, whatever it was, it really sucked. But being able to go through like major Pluto energy here and just learn from it and just evolve. Like, I know it looks a little bit creepy coming out with a moth coming straight out of her head, but at the same time, it's like you have to go through kind of a gross process to be able to come out and glean everything from it that you're supposed to. And you're going to be getting a lot of creative like juices flowing throughout this too, which is really good, because with this Eight of Wands right here, we have the energy of just constant flow of messages. And I think that's also for you with this creativity here is going to be a constant flow of ideas as well. It's going to be like this endless supply with this transit here, because the more introspecting you're doing, the more you're pulling out what you can be creative with. And also a lot of communicating with others, especially others that are on the same page as you are as well, having this beautiful energy here. And it's going to be very healing. So all of these are actually going to help you with working through these energies of like this stress and this worry. But at the same time, while this is going on, the way for you to not fall into this energy of getting very, it's almost like wanting to pull back and at the same time feeling like you can get kind of like very stubborn and stuck in your ways and not wanting to change certain things and feeling like, you know, I'm done giving what I'm giving. Like, I don't even feel like I need to give my energy to this. For some things, that'll be good. Like, you need to cut out the things you don't need to be giving your energy to. But at the same time, since this is connected with the stress and also with the understanding other people, don't push others' dreams down the same way you wouldn't want them pushing yours down. Because having Muse of Voices over here, it's almost like this communication can be very beautiful, deep communication. And it can bring forth a lot of creativity, and it can bring a lot of stability too, because this energy, the overall right here, is being able to step out of this energy, this lack mindset, and realize there's more than enough around you for you to work through these problems. You just have to work on keeping your mind on track and not being so focused on the external or whatever views are going to be affecting you with this. Because you yourself are feeling really creative, you're working through stuff, you have people around you that support you, you're healing, you're celebrating yourself, which you should be, and you have all these ideas, and it's just like you're swelled with this really good energy. But if you fall into this and you fall into the constant worry and not being able to be present, you're definitely going to lose all of this that's trying to work with this energy. Literally, this energy will work for you if you know how to stay out of this energy. So let's pull some self-cares for you guys. some things to do with all this. Because so far this pile seems pretty good. It's just not letting things get out of hand with what's going on around you. Flow like water. I'm going to put it right here on the, the Three of Cups. Start flowing like water. Watch a movie. You guys are just getting like this. If you go with this, you're going to have a pretty easy time during this retrograde. Spend time with animals. Like, they're literally saying chill. Like, just chill, be yourself, and have fun during the retrograde. Don't stress over things. The more you stress, the more you're just wasting your time, because you even got like take a walk over here. It's just like, yeah, you're gonna be flowing like some water. Like, this pile, your only enemy is yourself in this, because if you're just like stuck in this energy of like being stubborn and stuck on the past, and that's creating all these worries of failing in the future, it's like you're going to stay stuck in that energy instead of moving into this, because literally the first card is the best thing for you is to like work through dropping it, because there's some things we can integrate, and then there's some things that we just need to completely let go of and like cut it and just let it be on its way, because it's actually holding us back from moving into what we need to be doing. But seriously, it's really telling you guys to just chill and not let everyone else's amped up energy affect you. So let's see the major planetary energies you guys have going on and how to use it to your advantage, which we already know how you guys are going to be using stuff to your advantage. It's literally like chilling out. Well, we are in the shadow period, so like I was saying with the transits from today already, like what we're currently having, it's a very creative place to be, and if you're diving into that, that's the best thing for you. So you're already following it. So you just need to really stay on it. So we got 6th house. And oh, it's no wonder you're being told to go with the flow. You guys are going to be getting some of that Chiron coming through. So like I was saying, really use your creativity to help push through anything you guys are coming through and working on here. We got the moon. This energy is really going to be building up to the moon with you guys. Wow, okay. So, we have this 6th house here. It's kind of telling you guys, don't neglect yourselves. Really build routines that are good for you so that you can actually stay the course. Don't let work take over everything. It's really important to take breaks right now. And try to create a daily thing where you are giving time to yourself. Especially since you guys have Chiron, Moon, and Sun coming out here. It's almost like, literally it's saying healing, feelings, being. It's like the things underneath. But with Chiron, since you guys are going to be having that aspect, more than likely since it's in Aries, it's going to be causing this feeling up here that you guys are experiencing where you're getting stubborn, you're getting stuck in the past. And then like you're worrying about what's going to happen in the future because of things that have already occurred. You have to be able to learn and let go with that, because if you stay too much in the feelings of it with this moon here, you're going to be doing this blocking I was telling you about with your intuition. So stay in more of letting the feelings flow through and learn from it and let them go on, instead of letting them overtake everything, because that'll put you in the energy where you just get stuck and stubborn and not moving. Because the energy you need to be more focused on is like the sun energy here, which is being present. That's what I kept saying. Be present in yourself with what's going on, and you can actually catch yourself if you are being actively aware of what you're thinking. You can catch yourself spiraling down and doing things and like kind of stop yourself and go, okay, this is not what this time is meant for. It's meant for me to be like, you can be watching movies or flowing like water. You can take some nice salt baths or things like that. I've never taken a salt bath, but people say those things are amazing. But this is a time where you guys are going to be affected majorly by these energies, like with the Libra and the Aries energy over here. So it's going to feel conflicting, but at the same time, you guys definitely will be able to get through it if you don't let your emotions overtake everything and you're in sync with what's going on around you. Take the flow of the moon and do that, which is probably why this flow like water came up. You need to go with the phases or you're going to get everything bunched up. Yup, Chiron. Chiron is good. You just have to learn how to work with your Chiron. I'm saying that for you guys, and messages, I'm receiving powerful messages from my guides right now. I trust my feelings. And that was one of the things I was saying with that aspect, is some of you guys might be getting a little closer to your guides right now. So this is that pile, which is probably why they're irritated if you're closing off your intuition. So don't go doing that right now. And we got change. I embrace change in this new day and I adapt to what is to come. Flow like water. So it doesn't say flow like water, but I'm just going to keep saying flow like water for this pile. And then intuition. Through my subconscious, I trust my inner wisdom and intuition. I don't know how many times they want to tell you guys to trust your intuition in this pile, but it's a major thing. You guys need to not block that off right now. But definitely be more focused on your inner work. Know that you have good people around you if you really feel like you need to express yourself in order to heal, because this pile would really benefit from that. But do it with people you trust and that are on the same wavelength as you, so that way you don't shut down. And trust yourself more. But this is what I have for my fire ice, as well as also known as cracked quartz. So let me read that for you guys. So let's see. So for this one, it says it brings spiritual awareness, aids in communication with the spiritual realm. Okay, you guys, they're they're gonna tell you in this one too. Amplifies energy of other crystals, works in harmony, good with connecting. Great for help with clearing and activating chakras. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. It also helps you with, what you call it, the tired energy we're going to be feeling with this Mars retrograde as well. So if you're feeling kind of like drained a little bit, this is also for that as well. Good for positivity, creativity. It helps with going after goals, which that seems to be a worry with this pile with the purpose thing. And it's good for helping with transmuting any of those negative energies like the worry and stuff into kind of like, you know, be a magician with it and start turning it into things that benefit you with your creativity. So I think the main thing for this pile is you better not go shutting down your intuition during this period. It is not the time for you to be doing that. But let's go ahead and let you guys flow on. And move over here to my ametrines. Yeah, you guys definitely better not be closing off anything. Okay, so little sparkly ametrines. Let's see what you guys got going on. Okay, what's the main things going on for you guys during this Mercury retrograde? Well, we're going to be releasing some guilt, so that looks like some deep inner work getting pulled up here. Learning to pull back and turn your service inward, like I was saying with that Virgo energy. Okay, so we're just going to have death in this pile too. You guys are going to each have death one way or another. But, and I'm going to put this one up here because it was bottom of the deck and I think it is very important. But, main thing with you guys is there's going to be a lot of release happening right now with this Mercury retrograde if you're choosing to work on it. Like, you really need to learn to not feel guilty while you're letting go of these things, because it doesn't mean that you're abandoning anything. It means that you're learning and growing from it. And after the suckage. But with this right here, it's making me think of the Virgo energy. Instead of using all of this serving thing, trying to give it to relationships, you need to turn it inward and help yourself through this. You need to give yourself the clearance to be able to experience the emotions so you can finally let them go, so you can start actually working on this, which is a major thing, which is self-acceptance. Because with that reversed right there, you need to use this energy in order to help develop the acceptance here instead of feeling this guilt. And that's what you need to be using this energy for right now. So let's see some challenges and good things. And one thing I want to do is I do want to read what this death card says, because it says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. And for some of you, I think that would be a really good affirmation to remember. just because a lot of times it's hard for us to move on, especially when we feel guilt over situations. Okay, so we got 6 of Wands. Acknowledge your damn self over here, please. Acknowledge all the work you're doing. And this pain that you guys need to heal from is very deep. It hit on a very deep soul level. And that's why it's so hard for you to release this guilt. But don't allow this to stop you. Like, this is the beginning for you guys. Because you're going to be able to reach in and understand and release it. And be careful who you are trusting at this time with this information while you're going through this. This might be better for you to focus on not seeking this recognition from other people. This is a personal journey, because some people are not going to have your best intentions at heart when you're telling them about what you're trying to go through, and what they might actually make you feel guilty about what you're doing. Because it's almost like with these together, it's hard for you to leave this behind because of these emotions attached to it. But you're really being called to with this Chariot here. You need to keep moving forward. You need to acknowledge yourself and not allow yourself to get hung up in this. You need to use this energy of the ending is a beginning and giving yourself the acceptance. Because you need to give this to yourself. Because these outside sources aren't going to give it to you. It's going to give you more frustration and not allow you to move past things and keep this mental block. Because a lot of this is very mental, that is tying the emotional down. So the best thing to do is kind of step back and be objective. When your mind is running like crazy, or other people are trying to put things in your head, step back and be objective and actually come at it from a space where, okay, I know I have like these things I need to work through. Because if you're looking at this one, this is the 3 of Swords, but what's happening is they're on the other side of a door, and there's like all this like darkness back here, so it really makes me feel like shadow work. So in order to get through all this and really find the truth of the matter, this is something you need to do yourself. And it allows you to break down the barriers one by one as you're doing it, and step out of this energy that you just can't get away from it. And if people are telling you you can't get away from it, like, this is going to be some good times for using the energy of Swords to just cut this shit out. Like, because you don't need that kind of hating going on. Because like I said, some people right now are not going to be the kindness in this energy, especially if they are not working on themselves and they're coming at it from this perspective of putting all their bullshit on other people. So let's see. You guys need to pay attention to how you're nourishing yourself, and actually be more in the moment and try making things for yourself, because you kind of have to be paying attention to what you're doing while you're making food. And plus, when you make your own stuff the way you like it, you tend to enjoy it more. Get up and move. Do things that bring some life back into you. So that way all of the mental, oh, that's cute. You got look for fairies, and you got dance with the movement over here. So with this look for fairies, it's basically saying like kind of bring back that inner child. So this is a lot of healing that goes very deep, probably like some inner child work you're going to be doing, and it's helping bring out that acceptance for what happened and heal through seeing the wonder and the magic through the eyes that you might have had taken away as a child, because you're finally starting to heal that aspect of yourself. And like I was saying with movement and this dance coming out, like just, yeah. Because this is a lot about staying in your energy and giving it to yourself. And with this dance right here, it's almost like the movement is actually what's going to be what's grounding you, because it's bringing you back. Even if you feel like you look silly, it's more about like just being able to express how you feel, listen to music, and kind of like just twirl around and do what you want. Because it'll bring you into now as opposed to being so into what other people are saying, and help you kind of move out of the mental state and more into the acknowledgement of everything that you're doing, and into working inwardly to release the guilt and move forward, because you have a lot of movement forward. Movement. It's like there's a lot of movement here where it just wants you to keep going forward and not give up. You're just gonna keep getting told everywhere, Polly. Well, here's some ways you can change it. Like, because this actually does a lot for changing energy when you're doing these things. Okay, so this one just jumped out for the planetary one. Okay, like this is really telling you guys, like the other pile was the flow pile, like they just needed to flow with every damn thing. With this one, it's almost like you guys are the move pile, like you guys need to get on it and do it. Like this flow energy, like they're saying, like, you know, it's gonna be really irritating to you. And the only way, like, you even got Pisces here, but and we got second house of assets here too. So, oh, and look at that. Mars is coming out like, yeah, I'm going to be part of this party too. So, what you guys are working with here is this Pisces energy, being very into this unconditional, loving energy, the spiritual energy. But it's like I was saying, you need to use the aspect, and there was actually a trine and sextile going on with each of these things. So you guys are actually very connected to the aspects I was talking about, where you're doing the inner work and it's going to feel very difficult with all these squares going on, where it's like very like challenging to go through the mud and kind of pull yourself into this healing aspect. But at the same time, you're being given this energy of using the love to go inward and give it to yourself, and you really need to be able to do that, because otherwise, like, this right now is an opportunity for you guys to kind of learn flow. Like, you need to move right now to learn flow, because as it is your energy, and I think this goes to what Pauline was saying, the energy is very stagnant, it's very stuck. Like, you have so many cards here that are moving. You cannot have stagnant energy. Like, a lot of people say slow down during retrogrades. This is going to be a group where you guys need to start doing. Because with this, it's like ending and beginning something. We have action with Mars. We have movement with the Chariot. We have, like, don't get stuck in this place where you are not moving with the Six of Swords over here. Like, you need to be moving. We have literally the movement card, and we have dance. There's like so much here about like just this power. And wands are very like movement oriented, like keep going forward and acknowledging yourself. So there's a lot here about learning flow through changing up the stagnant energy and beginning to move, and beginning to move in a way that allows you to express yourself in a way that brings value to what you're not seeing. Because having this here really goes with this acceptance with the second house. You being able to do this and help you release is what's going to pull you into being able to find that value in yourself and acknowledging the value in yourself. And then in turn, releasing the guilt and just continuing moving on your journey. And also, when you're making foods, make foods for yourself that actually are better with high energy, because you guys are really being prompted to not just do like mental movement, but physical movement. So food that's going to give you energy would be really good. And I'm not talking about coffee, Ryan, but we need to be doing foods that help with the energy movement that we need to be doing right now. Coffee has this unhealthy thing for Ryan. That's his devil card, is that coffee. So let's see our affirmations for this pile. So we have explore. I explore new horizons as I follow my passion. Now is the time to move forward. Okay, I don't know how many times you guys are going to be told to move in this pile. There's so much movement in this pile. Experience. My dreams take me to wonderful places that are filled with wonder, delight, and joy. There's even going to be movement in your dreams. If you're wondering how to change your energy, Pauline, this is a whole thing about changing energy and how to do it in a lot of different ways. And then we got nurture. I open my arms and wrap around those that need nurturing, starting with myself. This needs to start with you. Like I was saying, this is a bunch of movement to change your energy and then also change the way you view yourself and to accept yourself and nurture yourself. So this is literally like using this Mercury retrograde to like revamp your energy. You're reinventing how you are literally like going through the world is how this is. So instead of being like the first pile where they're just kind of, flowing, everything's good, I'm gonna go watch a movie. This pile is like, I'm gonna get up, I need to do something with this energy. And like the more you do for your energy, the more you're going to be able to like open up all this space to bring in this loving energy for yourself, which is really good. So okay, I just made fun of Ryan for his addiction to coffee, and it's over here saying, it releases negativity, which you guys, releasing the guilt. It says aids in weight loss. Man, with all this movement you guys are going to be doing, I don't think you need help with that. It helps to release addictions, like coffee, like Ryan has. It enhances mental and spiritual clarity, and it unites masculine and feminine energies. So it's really good for working on those. And it's really good for opening the third eye chakra. It helps fill you with the energy of love and healing, and helps remove blockages as well. And it actually has the balance of the properties of amethyst and citrine. So it relieves tension, brings serenity. We can't talk serenity. It stimulates creativity, and it balances mental stability and self-confidence. So It has like so many things to help you guys. And the thing is, amethyst is third eye, and citrine is like solar plexus, sacral, depending on the color of citrine you get. But like having both of those properties is really great for this kind of healing, because that's literally the colors you guys have, is the yellow dark with the purples up here that you need to work with. But there's just a whole lot of nurture yourself, and if you do that with the right food, you're nurturing yourself too. You're taking better care of yourself, and plus just moving to change your energy in any way. Even if it's like moving stuff around in your house, it's like just move the energy, and then your energy is going to change with it. Yeah, it's ametrine, this one right here. Very sparkly, baby. But yeah, that is the ametrine. Whole lot of movement for you guys. No sitting in. I mean, you can probably sit and watch Netflix if you want, but jump up every now and then and do some random stretches or something. Just change up your routine. Be more spontaneous. Like, don't feel like you need to keep doing the same old all the time. Another big thing, allow yourself to be silly. That comes a lot with inner child stuff, is just allowing yourself to actually have fun without judging yourself for the way you're having fun. Okay, so we're gonna move on to pink amethyst geode pile, and it has a little quartz right in the middle, which I think is super cute. But let's go ahead and see what you guys got. Well, yours is going opposite. Okay. Freestyle sing and post it on the group. Shit. I don't even know what you mean by that. What do you mean by freestyle sing? Like rap or something? Well, this group had two pop out with this one, but this goes with this one, so. Oh, and surrender bottom of the deck. So, for my pink amethyst, this really makes me feel like you guys might have some ties to the way you heal is through helping other people. Like, I actually have this with my Chiron, is the more I help others, the more I learn how to actually help myself. Um, and there's like a lot of success in this right here. So like being able to put yourself out there, even if it's hard right now, and work through these changes, because there seems to be a lot going on with this change, and not being able to accept the change and not feeling like you really have the strength to get through it. So being able to kind of be outside of yourself and outside of this energy you're putting on yourself is going to help you with being able to be more successful. It's going to help you with this over here. You need to be able to give up this energy. And it's a main thing for you guys. Surrender is a really big thing for this Mercury retrograde. It's just allowing yourself to step back and let go of what you cannot change. Because this right here is showing like there's certain things you cannot change, and don't give up, because it's so easy when we feel like there's certain things that we can't, that we just give into it. But step outside of yourself and do things in groups with other people. Like, you guys are going to be the ones that are learning to balance your own healing with learning how others are healing from what you're doing, from what you're helping them with. So let's see. Any challenges or the good energies that are going to be coming through at this time? So with this, it's like I was saying with this service right here. This Nine of Inspiration is the Nine of Wands, and it's reversed, and it's learning to release burdens, but it's doing it with other people because you're really worn down and feeling this lack of being able to go forward. You actually find the light to keep going, kind of like the moth to the flame. You kind of find the way to keep going, because what ends up happening is while you're outside of yourself, you start gaining more confidence, and it actually changes around. This was supposed to come out. Yeah, it changes it, because this goes from the Nine of Inspiration to the Page of Inspiration. So it starts bringing in these new ideas, which lead to the success over here. Through your work with other people, you start learning how to do things that were blocked off to you. And you start learning how to step out of this hermit mode. Ruby, did you pick this? But I know you picked the first one. I'm messing with you. If Gloria was here, I'm pretty sure she probably would have picked this one with this hermit card. And you guys are having some issues with letting go of some stuff too, and it's what's keeping you in this hermit thing over here. But things are going to work out, and you guys need to let go. Like, this right here is like, since it's hitting between the success and the change right here, this hermit is literally like this teeter-totter of, can I walk out and do this? Like, the change is so hard. And it's like this thing in your mind that's keeping you stuck. Like, this is a very mental energy. This is like that scrutinizing Virgo energy where you're tearing yourself apart inside instead of allowing it to come out and do what it naturally wants to do with this Justice card. Oof. Hello. Tower. But, like I was saying, surrender. Tower. This right here. This overarching energy. Like, you letting go and releasing what isn't serving you is such a powerful thing. Because if you look at this tower, you're the tower. Like, you're the one that has the power here to kick off whatever isn't working for you. And you also have this magnetic pull to what you need. Like, you can build what you need to. You have a little bit already, so just pull to you what you need and build what you need to. And if there's anyone you need to kick off, then kick them off. But you're the one with the power in this situation. You're the one that can step out of yourself and create this place by giving to other people and learning to release your burdens and step out of yourself to bring what is it that you deserve into your life, because it's just waiting. So using this energy during this period will be really powerful for you if you're giving, and it'll help change your perspective and allow you to let go of this, so that way you can step. This is very powerful for you guys, this tower right here, because I feel like this is more you ripping up what you don't need, as opposed to something coming in and ripping things up. You're choosing to say, screw this, I'm pulling myself out of this, I'm done with it. Like, yeah, I can't do anything about like whatever I can't change, but at the same time I can change what I'm doing. So it's like you taking back your power with you ripping up what isn't working. So definitely, like, this energy is going to be really powerful for you guys if you use it for that kind of transformation. Well, I feel like the Tower card is my card, so, and it is Saturn energy. Oh, you guys got look for fairies too, but I think this is more of the belief in yourself. It's like, look for that belief, because you're the one with this power right now. You're the one making this change. So it's pretty much being able to see, and you guys got that movement, so you might as well have a Chariot card here. But being able to keep pushing forward through things with the belief in yourself is what you need. And you got some energy work here. And some connecting. So a lot of grounding, because if you're doing all this ripping up stuff you don't need, grounding your energy and kind of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, because with this movement on top of the Hermit here, it's like you need to push yourself out of your comfort zone and not be so afraid of this change that you're creating, by actually changing your perspective and changing how your own flow goes. Because this right here with this energy work is easily just you being able to let go of the things that aren't working for you and create this new space afterwards where everything is working out. Like with this Justice here, it's just going the way it's supposed to. And you're gonna probably find some ways to do this through connecting with family. You might have some aspects right now hitting your 4th house that are important for that. Where are you going? So this one, as you guys saw, wanted to come jumping out at me, but I mean, I was joking about that, but you know. So you guys are a lot more in this Mars and Pisces energy too. And we got the moon. Yep, like I was saying, we got 7th house with the relationships with others over here, and we have this service, which is going to be helping your healing. And you're going to have, I just set that on top of the success card. That's going to bring you success. But the thing is, this flew out of the deck, and what that's making me feel like is like, don't be so focused on this. Like, this should be something that's the furthest from your mind right now. And what this is the North Node destiny, but it's reversed. So it's basically like, don't have like this energy right here, because what I think is happening with this change in perseverance is being so locked on the way things need to turn out and the way things need to go, or the not knowing. It's like, that's something that needs to be really far from your mind right now, and you need to be in the space where you're more concentrated on what you're doing outside of yourself and bringing that love everywhere and allowing it to heal you, because with this Mars energy, your going inward is going to be coming from introspection, from how you're dealing with other people and how you're connecting to other people with this moon and the feelings. Your intuition is going to be very heightened. So a lot of empathy is going to be able to come through. You're going to be able to understand things on a deeper level. And it's going to come to you very quickly with how this Mars energy is. Like, even though it's retrograde and it's forcing us to really sit and think in what we're doing before we do it, even if we have the energy to do it in the first place, it's going to make us come from more of a deeper place instead of like an extremely fast um, fast-paced action type energy. It's going to allow us to kind of let go and just go with it as you're going through this change, because you're the one initiating it. So you're the one initiating the pace. So go with your intuition on how fast you should be going and listen to your body while you're doing it as well. So, okay, so this is like, it's funny because I feel like this pile is an action pile, but it's an action outside of yourself pile. It's not like the one before where the action was very inward. This is an action that is very outward. Because with explore, we have I explore new horizons as I follow my passion. Now is the time to move forward. So you got this movement happening with Mars and both exploring, and plus you have the movement card and your energy work and tearing up your stuff yourself and releasing and surrendering the fear of change here. I'm off a treadmill. But we have awaken. I awake feeling energized and begin my day with gratitude. So here's some more. Just bounce up with energy and get ready to go. But it's like also being grateful, and I think helping other people is going to help you with finding the gratitude in your life as well. And we have experience. My dreams take me to wonderful places that are filled with wonder, delight, and joy. That is going to really help you with being able to see the good in yourself. And I want to show you guys the bottom of this, which is growth. I challenge myself to step outside of my comfort zone as I travel on the road to growth and illumination. So it's like I was telling you guys are going to be doing things for other people and learning about yourself in the process, because you're going to be stepping out of your comfort zone and doing, without realizing it, stuff that helps others by surrendering this feeling, this fear of stepping outside of yourself and showing who you are. You need to just rip that down so that way you can, and the thing is, you're in control of this. This is a major, you're in control of this. Like, you're the one that's going to swing it. Because if you're really actively during this period just like really going to town and tearing down whatever you don't need and really putting out this energy of trying to help others as you're doing it, you're going to keep getting that back, because you're going to be able to release more and more and be able to bring in more creativity. And pretty much it's really making me think of the world card, where things are just these opportunities and everything is just coming in, and it's a constant flow, it's a constant turn and connection. So this is my pink amethyst geode. So let me go ahead and do that for you guys. I can find it. Okay. So it helps the heart, third eye, and crown chakra. It helps with acceptance and connecting with divine love, guidance, and it helps with impulses as well. Um, this also has hematite in it, so it's good for grounding as well. That's why it's pink amethyst. It has hematite inclusion. But it really helps you connect down to your soul level so you can learn from that aspect what you need, which a lot of this healing is going to come from a soul level by helping you go outside of yourself. It's going to help you view your experiences you've had from a higher perspective as well. It actually is going to help with radiating love, which is that healing that'll be put out, and helping with working on judgment, which that is something that you guys need to release as well, because going into like the hermit thing is a whole lot about what kind of energy you're putting out. So it's going to help you accept others as they are while you're going through your own changes, which is probably why it's so important for you guys to be going out and doing this service for other people right now, because it's going to open your eyes more instead of being stuck in your little shell. And it's really good for deep emotional healing too. But definitely, there's just this extra emphasis on love and healing and patience and healing the heart while you're doing that. So this is just pretty much like you guys are creating a Chiron moment. That's what your tower moment is. It's like you're just creating this place where you're working through this by giving to others. You might actually have Chiron in a sign that's more about nurturing or service with other people, whether that's like with Cancer or Virgo, or I mean, even Aquarius to some extent, because they are more about humanity as a whole, and possibly Libra as well, because that's with the partnerships. But you don't have to have those, but those Chirons tend to lead more towards doing that. Chiron Virgo. So you literally have the Chiron Virgo 7th over here. But that's what this tower moment is. It's like you initiating the change instead of being stuck and holding on to it and not doing it. It's like you're really in control of using the power that comes with Scorpio to be able to do what you need to do, as opposed to just being stuck. Because when you connect with ancestors, your guides, whatever you want this card to represent, it's going to help you with finding things that are true to you as you're doing these things outside of yourself. It's going to help you form a connection that you need that comes from intertwining this Mars energy with the Piscean energy and allowing your intuition to be your guide through this. Because this is a lot of power to hold over your life right here. To be able to say you're the one that's creating your moment. But that is what my pink amethyst has right here. I'm finally initiating something. But yes, this retrograde definitely is going to be making those non-initiators initiators right now. And my last pile I have is my green amethyst. I mean, retrogrades are different for everybody. Some people it's meant for you to start like jumping out and doing. Other people it's meant for you to kind of take a seat and go inward. It all depends. So moving on to my last pile here with the green amethyst. Let's see the energies you guys got for this retrograde period coming up. Well, we're going to be working on releasing that right now, aren't we? Oh my gosh. Okay, this is my troubled pile here. Okay, so that's interesting. You guys had a pop out too. My goodness, peeps. Okay, you guys got some lower chakra work and a half going on over here. But, to start, we have Pride. Very first card coming out reverse. And needing. I feel here with this pile, it's one of two ways. I feel like either you're in a place where you don't feel like people can really teach you on your journey right now, and you're kind of stuck in that energy, and you're not really going to be able to move forward with what you need to do because of how strong it is within you that you're kind of holding that ideal. And it's making you lose a lot of the understanding for other people and their journey. Even though at times you may feel guilty about how you're treating other people and you really regret a lot of things, it's not like you're really able to let that go. You're not able to separate what's happening now from the past. Now, that being one way, there's a complete other way with this pile. I feel like you guys are very split in this pile. There is this need to have more pride in what you are doing and to quit denying the gifts that you have and treating them like they're less than and trying to just stop the flow of allowing them to be present in your life. You need to allow for more of a sense of acknowledgement in yourself and knowing that the things you do is beautiful, and having this feeling of, it's almost like you feel this guilt for trying to love yourself because there's things about yourself you don't necessarily like, and it's like almost like this guilty feeling like you're not deserving of having this kind of love from yourself, let alone other people. And it's really stemming from a lot of regret you have of things that you can't let go of, and it's keeping you from being able to give yourself these things so that you can grow. into this person that doesn't have these things stuck on you, to where you're not regretting any time that you feel happy about something you have accomplished and trying to push it down, like almost having that guilt for being happy that you did something that you always wanted to do. This must be your house that you just showed up. So let's see. Challenges and the good for this split pile here. Okay, so we got Five of Swords coming out right on top of Pride here. So it's almost getting beaten down by your own mind. So I think this is dealing more with the ones that are having the issue with acknowledging anything that they're doing being worthwhile. So this is more of a challenge for that group of this pile, since it seems like there's two groups of this pile. And then we have this, I feel, goes more with the ones that are not teachable in this pile. With the Justice reverse, feeling things are just not fair and being in denial of where it stems from with you, because you're not acknowledging the fact that you have a hand in what's going on, because you're refusing growth at this time. And here we have this Hangman in reverse here. And it's literally speaking to both of the groups in this one group. I swear like I need to have another crystal with you guys. So this Hangman here being reversed is literally telling both groups that you are being stubborn and not changing this perspective, and what's going to help you is being able to step outside of your mind, because this is very air energy here. This is very mental, because Justice is ruled by Libra. So there's even air energy along with the swords here. You needing to find the balance between this instead of feeling like everything isn't fair. And also finding the balance between knowing that it's okay to be proud of things you've done. So it's like this is a very extreme swing pile here, which is interesting that Justice is here reversed. It's like the extremes. And then we have this Nine of Cups here, where you guys are just going to make me read every single side of the card in this pile. So if we were to look at the Nine of Cups upright, we're looking at wish fulfillment here, right? It's kind of like the Star, but not as like on the level of the Star, so to speak. It does a lot more with emotional fulfillment instead of like fulfillment all around kind of thing. So for those of you that are stuck in this energy, that you really don't feel like learning from other people right now, like what do they have to teach you? Most people right now are kind of stupid. You need to realize that what's going on where you feel like things aren't coming in, things aren't working out the way you want them to, this wasn't quite as good as you thought it was going to be. You need to really sit down with yourself and have a nice long talk. I said nice long talk, and the Ace of Voices comes out with this Five of Pentacles and the Muse of Voices. Okay. You need to have a talk with yourself and your self-sabotaging ways, because all of this right here with my prideful group of this pile. I don't even know how to put this anymore. You guys are like split. We're just going to stick this on the top here. But for my pridefuls, you guys need to step back and have a truthful discussion with yourself during this time. This is what you need to be using this energy for. You need to be going inside and quit like going around and saying like you can't be taught anything anymore. You've learned what you need to learn. But then also feeling like you've been duped and things aren't fair because, you know, things should have gone a different way. You know, I'm awesome sauce. Like, why do I feel like no one's paying attention to me? Why do I feel like no one gets me? Why do I feel like I'm all alone in this? You need to come out and be honest with yourself and realizing you're causing this self-sabotage. Like, you need a very honest change in perspective here, and you need to really step back and do some introspection here and start listening to your guides, because they're going to really start hitting you in the back of the head with shit if you don't start listening, because this right here is like even higher than the Ace of Voices in this deck. So this communication is very important for you guys. But with my other side, my other split, I'm going to call you guys the prideless group, because basically what's happening with you guys is you honestly feel guilty for having any pride in anything you do because you don't feel like it's worth it. So anytime you have something you want to do that's like something you're really going after that can bring you a fulfillment to some aspect of your life, once you're getting close to it, you close off, because it's like you don't want to get it and then lose it, and then it's like, you know, that's even worse than me never getting it at all. I'd rather just say what if the rest of my life. And you need to be able to come out of that and not feel all of this guilt over you wanting to pursue something that you like. You need to be able to step out of that energy and really be honest with yourself about this, because what you're doing is you're just creating this feeling like I cannot go forward. I cannot do this because I will regret if I mess it up. The truth is here, you're not going to mess it up. The only way you're messing anything up right now is with how you're talking to yourself, with the way you're putting your voice out in the world about yourself, because you're making people believe you're this, but you're not. You are not this Five of Pentacles energy here. You have this energy coming out that is being very honest, very truthful, very connected, and very ingenious with the way you think. This really makes me feel Uranus energy here, with being of that genius mindset, being able to come up with these ideas, spontaneous like ideas out of nowhere, which really is your intuition trying to come down in here. And they want you to really work on your lower chakras, so that way you have this security in yourself and you're able to progress past this feeling of not being worthy enough of this. So let's see. What this double work pile got me doing over here. Drink your damn water. It's also talking to me. I need to drink my water. But this is also talking about being more in the moment, because a lot of this energy is anxiety and depression, and this right here is get active. But it's a lot of things with being able to be more present in what you're doing instead of constantly thinking the what ifs. Like, that is just constant worry. We got flow like water here, and you got hydrate. Just go like jump in a lake and drink it while you're at it. But, Brian, what the hell with your damn coffee? But, and make a vision board, which is interesting. Okay. In your bottom of the deck. Okay, some of you guys need to go get your health checked up on, or you need to be doing this for your health. Probably mental health as well, seeing how this is affecting you guys. So once again, I'm going to split it. For my pridefuls, once again thinking you know everything. No, you are not getting enough water. You need to get more. Also, you need to be working on this inner attunement here and becoming more present now instead of focusing on all these things that happened in the past that makes you the shit. Because you don't want to turn into shit because you're not focusing on right now and taking care of yourself. There needs to be a lot of not just physical strength but inner strength being built, so that way you can understand this transit and be able to release the things that are keeping you in this mindset. Because if you cannot move out of this mindset, you're not going to be able to do these things that are being asked of you, which is literally being able to go with the energies. You can't go with the energies if you feel like there's nothing that you can gain from it. You just fight it, and it makes you sit in it, and then it makes you pissed. So you don't want to do that right now. This right here is interesting. It has the 33 energy. And with making this vision board, I'm getting a couple things here. Intuition wise, you might get a little more clairvoyant during this retrograde, which would be very interesting. And if you do that, try to either draw or write what it is that's coming to you so you have it. But like that's for whoever that connects to. But also, if you're feeling like things didn't turn out right for you, maybe like write out certain things that you did, so that way you can kind of reflect on where you are needing to be accountable, because that's a big thing for the pride, is being accountable and acknowledging certain aspects that you need to work on. Because when you have pride in front of things with the ego, you're not able to see. It's almost like you have blinders on to whatever you have all this pride in. And don't be above looking for help outside of yourself. I feel like this is more with health checkup. It can come any aspect of your life, whether you really do need to go get a health checkup from a doctor soon. But this is also you being more conscious of just your health in general, not just one aspect of yourself. If you feel like you're doing really well in an aspect, you need to make sure it's well-rounded. You can't just say like, you know, I'm doing really great, I've been bodybuilding, and like my body looks great and everything, but you're completely neglecting your mental health and not even checking in with yourself to see how you're doing with that, and you're just in this constant state of anxiety, so you think the more you go to the gym, the more you're helping it, but in reality, you're just repressing it. So it's being really mindful of the things you need to do. So, my other split, my prideless. This hydrate is really talking about you feeling worthy enough to actually take care of yourself. Because a lot of times the neglecting and doing certain things is coming from this aspect of feeling the depression that comes from looking at the future too much. Like I said, your what ifs, your regrets, your things like that. Like, what are you going to regret in the future? You need to step back and ground yourself and come into that energy of knowing that you're okay right now, and whatever happens in the future, it's not set, so it's okay. It's okay for you to flow with the moment right now instead of feeling like you need to know everything. Because when you're really in that mind state and you're tearing yourself apart because you are denying yourself the freedom to be expressive because you're afraid of, I'm going to regret this so much, and tearing yourself down for everything you're doing, that's the opposite of what you need to be doing in this energy. You need to be building up your confidence. You need to be building up your inner fortitude So that way, when you're actually on your way to really wanting to do something here with this energy and really wanting to create, you're coming from this space where you're ready to express yourself and you're not afraid if no one sees it or everybody sees it, because it's yours and it's a part of you and you're proud of it because you built up this fortitude here. And for you guys with this health checkup, you really need to be checking in with how you talk to yourself. Like, really make it a point to acknowledge your mental state every day and to acknowledge the emotions that are trying to come up that you might be pushing down every day. You need to do these things as well as feeling like your body is something that's worthy being taken care of. It's like each aspect of you need to work on the self-worth, so that way you know you are worthy of the care you're giving yourself, as opposed to feeling like it's selfish. Hi, Anne. So let's see which of these planetary aspects are going to be with you guys the most. And once again, I will split you guys since this turned into somehow a 5-card pile thing with one crystal. And I have not seen you chew, and Ryan knows you, I think. I'm not sure if he's just messing around or not. Are you, what do you like being called? I'm trying to figure out. Reading for Gemini. Blue Moon Boy? Oh, hey. Oh wow, you guys actually got Mercury retrograde up on yours. Ooh! 4th house. So these came out together like this, so we're just going to do this. Okay, so you got perception reversed twice because you got the Hangman, which is changing your perception, and you got freaking 3rd house perception reversed over here. You guys, like, this is for both my prideful and prideless. You need to shift gears in how you're looking at things and be more objective and pull yourself out. Like, you need to work with this energy, and this is directly related because 3rd house, ruled by Gemini, Mercury, you have Mercury retrograde over here with communication. The way you are talking to yourself for my prideless and the way you're talking to others for my prideful, you need to start working on how you're doing that, because right now you are pushing away relationships that are good for you, because people, one way or another, like, they eventually will get tired of somebody that's constantly beating themselves up no matter how much they're getting built up. I mean, it's just one of those things that happens. It might be cute for a while, but people start getting like, okay, are you ever going to get out of it? Like, you know you're talented. And it'll start becoming this thing where it infuriates them a little bit. On the other side, it's like, you know, you treat people like crap, then you're going to get crap in return. Like, I mean, the balance here with the Libra, but this is imbalance because it's upside down. Upside down. It's reversed. But it's like you need to learn the balance between how you're talking to yourself and how you're talking to other people, and really use this transit to go deep and find out what is causing you to have these blocks to where this is how you feel you need to communicate. And this is going to be a really deep pulling soul urge for you guys, because with this roots, it's almost like what it's making me think of is the roots that you put into the earth to ground yourself so that you can have the stability to be able to work on this. Like, this is a very deep, like, it's almost like you guys are taking the Mercury energy and combining it with, which I told you guys, it actually is going to be opposing Uranus, so it's going to be difficult for you guys. You're going to have to use that Uranus energy to just rip up whatever is not working, and then use that deep Mercury energy to almost like fill it in with the healing, because like Scorpio is water, it's also healing, it's transformative. You need to be able to be an alchemist and exchange what you need and balance out with this, because you're going to have a big imbalance if you don't do that. And what's interesting is we have these literally, and this is conjunction. I was about to say they're conjunct each other. This is conjunction. But you have complexity and you have empowerment, and they're stuck together. But this is, like I was saying, this whole pile is very complex because you guys already split down the middle, making me have to go both ways. But there's complexity in the situation for both of you, because it's really just this like gear switching. It's like this being able to take back your mental state yourself as opposed to your conditioning, but also not getting to the point where you're tearing yourself apart, because you need to be empowering yourself through it. You don't need to be saying like you're this horrible piece of crap because you're doing things this way. You need to be able to know when to push what you're saying as truth and to pull back when you know you're kind of going back to your old patterns. You need to be able to know the difference and weigh them out and let them go through as they need to. And so let's go ahead and pull your affirmations. And I'm going to pull 2 for my prideful and 2 for my prideless. So that way we have both of you guys, and then just 1 as a combined 1 for you guys. So let's get some prideful, 2 prideful. Divine dream. I am divinely guided. My intuition shows me the way through my dreaming world. So for the prideful peoples, you are more than likely having dreams. For some reason I felt nightmares, probably of things going wrong, and it's like probably with things you worked very hard on and you feel like you deserve. So it's really trying to show you to kind of step back a little bit and understand you need to rely more on your intuition than your logic, and that's how you're going to change your perspective. Another prideful 1. Okay, higher self. I'm ready to communicate with my higher self in my dreams and become enlightened. Yes, your higher self wants to enlighten you right now, because they want you to back off and understand you need to start learning again. So definitely there's some intuition and connection and stuff coming through with this. Like I was saying, that Mercury Scorpio, definitely going to be opening up some communication for people. Probably a whole lot on Halloween, because it's still going to be retrograde. So let's see for my prideless. Let's have 1 for my prideless pile. Manifest. My dreams help me to manifest all that I need. So this is pretty much letting you guys know you already have everything, and you need to quit beating yourself up like you're never going to be good enough. Like, you already have it. Even if you haven't discovered it within yourself yet, it's because you're not allowing it to happen. One more for my prideless. Joy. I follow my bliss and accept, okay, big one, accept limitless joy. You need to accept it. You need to allow that to come in. And this one's going to be for both of you guys. But you need to allow it to come in so that way you realize you already have everything you need to make your dreams a reality, as opposed to looking at it like, you know, it's never going to happen, you know, you don't have any joy in life anymore, it's so mundane. You can change that. This one's wanting to stick. Acceptance. I overcome my biggest challenges by accepting what is, and that's for both of my split there. And that's literally telling you guys to accept that your mindsets are not working, and you can overcome the challenge just by pulling back and working on this. So, and under the deck, don't forget to nurture. I open my arms and wrap around those that need nurturing, starting with myself. So this is really about taking care of yourself on so many levels, but it's going to be different for whichever way it came out to you guys. But I mean, that was interesting to have that split happen in the middle. But that is all my piles that I've done for my pick of cards, besides reading about this sweet one right here. But if you guys want personals to go deeper, I can do that. It's up to you guys. And just so you guys know, that green amethyst is also known as prazolite, if you didn't know that. Just want to let you know. But it helps one to act on higher guidance and follow one's heart upon the path of the spirit. It opens the crown and the third eye chakras and stimulates inner vision, connection, and communication. It can help you work with the Fae too, which is kind of cool. It supports healing work and I can't talk. Helps you have a profound connection to your higher self, which higher self is sitting here for my prideful people. It's like a spirit of nature almost. It's known to help you come from a heart-based perspective, which this is all about changing perspective for you guys. And it helps clear up any kind of disharmonies you have, so that way you're completely open to love and compassion, whichever way it needs to go. So it's for both ways. Great for spiritual growth. Trying to see if I can find the oh, it helps with psychic abilities too. And of course, since it's green, it's heart chakra too. Even though those other ones were listed, the heart chakra is really part of it because it's green too. Pretzel land. Yeah, it's actually spelled like this. Oh, I hit the wrong button. So were any of you wanting some personals? Are you drawn to any of them back there that you want me to show you? Since it seems like intuition is very important right now, if you guys want to try exercising that. And I was about to say Ryan had another entry in the contest because of how he was talking to you. I thought he invited a friend, but he does not have another entry. Why would I need your ascendants? What do you want me to do that constitutes needing your ascendant? I can do ascendants and whatever. Like, you don't. It's whatever questions you have. I mean, this is the Astro Chat, so if you want to go more on the astrology aspect, we can do the astrology one. The pile you take. I'm going to be honest, like, a lot of this, people are going to keep getting their butt kicked because there are some very high expectations right now, and people are like, you need to jump up and meet it. So everyone's be getting their butt kicked. Yeah, I can do a personal for you, Anne. Just see what's going to be going on with you during the Mercury retrograde. But yeah, in the group, I'm going to make a poll with the ideas I had last night. Randomly, I'm trying to go to sleep and ideas show up. Story of my life. All of my ideas come to me at 2 a.m. And even if I try to ignore them in sleep, it doesn't work. So let's see. I'm going to pull a deck for Anne. And then I'm also going to pull a couple of the little affirmations for her too. So let's see, what do we want for Anne? This one just likes jumping out for people. So we have Tarot Divine that we're going to do for Anne. Let's see what's in store for her this Mercury retrograde. You're welcome, Ryan. Keep taking care of yourself. Okay, let's see what's going on with Anne for this Mercury retrograde. Ryan leaves and the cow comes out. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry, that's funny. It's like that bitch left. Ooh, okay. That's a message and a half. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Anne. Ah, no, we're not doing that. You go back to home. Okay. It's always interesting to kind of try to guess which pile you would pick. But, so, the energy we have here is very, it's going to be a huge smack because over half of these are major arcana. It's going to be some very up and down energy for you, hun, with this retrograde. Definitely your mind is going to play a big role in this, and it's going to be of your own doing. So this is something that you need to watch out yourself and keep yourself in check, because anytime something's done that you feel isn't fair or didn't work out in your favor, you're really going to go into a place that is kind of dark, and you're going to be having a lot of quarrels, possibly with other people, being agitated with how things turned out, or even within yourself and beating yourself up. Now, there's also, like I said, you're going to have a lot of stuff going on. There's random stability here with the cow, just trucking along, just steadily moving forward. So I feel like even though all this is going on, just stay in that energy of just steadily moving forward. Like, don't lose your pace, just make a steady pace and keep at that. And that's what's going to keep you grounded and secure, just knowing you're keeping that pace while all this is going on, and also trying to gain control of your mind here. Because I really, even with this King of Swords reverse, it's really making me feel like this reading is really tied to Justice reverse. It's this air mental energy of constantly thinking of dishonesty and possibly having words that really aren't kind to other people, or other people saying things that are not kind to you. It's just like this tit for tat kind of feeling, and you need to be able to step out of that energy and just kind of stay in the grounded energy that allows you to kind of move past it, because there's like these pitfalls you have down here, and they're major ones. They're not like the little cards. These are the major arcanas, like flip-flopping back and forth, because it's like going between manipulative energies and controlling energies, and just really abusing what you know and what you can do, as opposed to leaving things and starting fresh and really moving into an actual happy place instead of this place where you're just like really dead set on just being like the bearer of like negativity almost. But the thing is right here with the Seven of Pentacles coming after all this, it's almost like whatever you go through, whatever you decide, that's what you're planning. You are planting the seeds right now for the rewards you're going to reap, depending on which perspective you choose to take in the situation. Are you going to be the victim that does some pretty bad things that you're not proud of? Or are you going to be the one that steps above it and starts looking to the future and actually goes after the happiness, and you're planning to work for that instead? Because right now, being with this Hermit energy, with all of this going on around it, it's almost like a really reclusive thing where you're just trying to completely pull away, and it's not even to do introspective work, it's more just to like pull yourself away from it because you want to repress it and not deal with it because there's just too much going on. And it almost feels like the security you have is falling apart during this energy, because this is Mercury retrograde energy. It starts next week. You might be feeling some of it already in the shadow of it, which we've been in it for like about a week now, the shadow. But this energy is really coming from how you're talking to yourself in a mental state. Like you're the one that's determining right now what's going to happen one way or the other, because almost how this is lined up, it's almost like you could flip back and forth. It's not like a stable energy here. It's like you might go from feeling like nothing is working out and nothing is really going well, and then flip into the energy of like, but look at this new thing I can do, and then it's like, but I need to have complete control over it. Well, no, I can let it go and just be happy. It's like you can easily fly in between all these energies, but what matters is where you land after the flying. Like you really need to be able to decide, where are you going to ground yourself? What energy are you going to choose to ground yourself in and stably move forward with it through the whole transit? Because no matter what happens around you, no matter how unfair it feels, no matter what kind of dishonesty or just plain rudeness happens on either side, the internal battles, the plaguing thoughts, things just falling apart, whatever it is, you need to find which energy is most important to you, no matter what's going on outside you, and make that your steady energy in order to plant this good, stable energy for yourself that you're definitely going to be rewarded for. But it's going to be hard work, and this transit lasts until November. So this is going to be one of those battles, like I said, a steady movement. You need to keep moving forward. No matter which energy you're flitting in between, and you're learning and you're growing, you need to find that stable movement forward and then be able to find the right energy, so you just align naturally with what you're doing and you're able to kind of filter out the noise. So let's get you some affirmations, hun. Okay, so we have peace. I create peace, prosperity, and joy in my life. And this is what I was telling you. Like, this whole thing is what you're choosing to create. If you want peace, if you want steady peace moving forward, you have to make the decision here to do it no matter what is going on externally. And being able to stand up for yourself with boundaries if something tries to disrupt the peace that you're creating. And then we have joy. I follow my bliss and accept limitless joy. So it's allowing yourself to really feel this full energy and the sun energy kind of combined together. Like, it's knowing that you choosing yourself and what you want to create over the chaos that can be both external and really plaguing the mind, that you're the one that can choose to accept the peace and the joy, as opposed to letting what everything else going on around you does to disrupt it. This is a lot about internal strength right now when you're going through this transit. This is building a lot of internal strength and fortitude right now. And then, excuse you, car. The fire. Oh, that's the Seven of Pentacles that I was talking about. This is you making the choice, like, what are you sowing? Like, are you choosing to sow, the negativity, or are you choosing to sow your peace and your joy and change, embrace the change in this new day, and I adapt to what is to come? So it's pretty much, are you learning to adapt and keep your peace and joy, or are you going to give in to the energies and just allow that to be what your life is during this transit? Okay, well, these wanted to come out, but I have a feeling these aren't just for Anne, so if this sticks to anybody else, it's for you too. We got welcome, which is when I dream, I invite limitless magic into my life, and I welcome my spirit guides to show up in wondrous and unexpected ways. Then we've got support. I support myself. Oh, I support myself. Well, there's a good affirmation. But I surround myself with those who support my vision and share my values. And then explore. I explore new horizons as I follow my passion. Now is the time to move forward. So I feel like those were just some extra ones that came out for those who are watching, whoever they connect to. But are you drawn to any crystal, Anne, since you didn't see the pick of cards? See what kind of thing comes out for you. They randomly find a way to roast you, no matter where you are, Ruby. Yeah, didn't you pick the pile that had explore in it with the move forward? Weren't you part of the move pile? The clears and the pinks. If you're drawn mostly to clears and pinks, the pink is very heart chakra related, and it's very loving energy, and it's all about being able to have that love and accepting yourself as well as giving it to others as well. And it's also for emotional healing and healing traumas that have come through pain. In the orange in the treasure box, which is the orange selenite. Yeah, because the clear ones are all like higher chakra cleansing negative energies, revitalizing yourself, mental clarity, and it's the same with the orange selenite because it has selenite properties like the angel crystal, but it also has a lot of grounding energy as well as sacral healing and helping with healing feminine energies as well. Oh, you were the flow pile one. Oh, that's right. You guys did have the okay, yeah. You guys were more flow and just let it happen. Let it naturally happen. Explore it. But yeah, from everything I'm seeing, though, especially with these transits, it's going to be so important for us to understand where we are and what we need to be accountable for. Because if we're not and we're just lying to ourselves, it's going to be a big old slap in the face. The center one, the green and gold. Are you talking about the one on top of my selenite? This one? Because there's another one on there too. So there's a little mermaid tail on it too, and that's a different kind of stuff. But then there's this one that has lighter blue on this side, kind of turquoise, and then it has like a royal blue on the other side, and it's really delicate. And the mermaid tail. Well, the bigger one is the one that Ryan had asked before, the hemimorphite. And the little mermaid tail is Larimar. It's the same as my little butterfly, little Larimar butterfly. But the mermaid tail, the little Larimar, is very soothing and calming, and it's really great for throat chakra work, expression, creativity, kind of bringing that silence to the mind so that way it's not as clouded. The hemimorphite works pretty well with it because it's also about communication, but it's like that clear communication, like with your guides, and really bringing in the different abilities and being able to distinguish things more and have more discernment, but also bringing in that authenticity and that ignited passion for both expressing yourself, but also having that creativity and that grounded earthiness to it just because of the type of stone it is. Of course, you know, it has the two tones. It has like the turquoisey looking color and then it has the deeper blue. So both of those kind of speak to different aspects, because that can kind of go a little more turquoisey, having the green into helping with the heart chakra as well, so aiding in healing that and soothing any kind of pain in that direction, as well as helping you express it through the throat chakra and being able to understand more clearly, because it also connects with our hearing, with, you know, understanding in that sense. So did anyone else want a personal? The orange circle swirl. Are you talking about the big in the back, the flame in between the moonstone and the flower agate over here? Like the one in the middle? Next to the dolphin. Are you talking about this? The big swirly one too. But the little, this little one is pink amethyst, and I guess that means you should probably go watch the pink amethyst pile, because this was one of our crystals. So I'm not going to say anything, that's probably your pile. And then this one right here is ocean jasper. It comes in a lot of colors, but this one is mostly red and yellows and oranges, which, you know, the colors are going to give a little bit different properties to it, because these two are also ocean jasper. So if you look, this one has more of like a pink orange tone to it, as opposed to how this one is so much deeper. It's a little more opaque a little bit. And then this one's also ocean jasper, and this one's more like yellows and greens. So main thing with jasper is it's very grounding and very protecting for energies. It's really great with calming and soothing and really starting to focus your mind. And it also, like I was saying, based on the different colors, depending on which ones you have, having more of the oranges and reds, like this is more of the lower chakras, like the sacral and the root. Maybe with how this has a teeny bit of the yellows in there, it can also solar plexus, but working with those energies and being really good for grounding those energies and working through blockages. But with these being lighter like they are, and this one having more yellows and kind of like a pink to it, this is more like solar plexus and like the heart chakra, because the heart is both green and pink. So you have all of these grounding energies of the jasper itself and working with energies and the blockages. But you also have the healing aspect of either working more with self-love or working with the love that goes outwards. And the reason I'm saying it that way is this pink really reminds me of having that energy we have now between learning the Aries energy and the Libra energy, that balance, because pink is kind of associated with Libra. And it's learning to balance that love you have for others with the love you have for yourself, because you need to learn that love for yourself. Whereas this green really reminds me of the Virgo energy that has more of that feeling of service to others. And by doing that, both are very healing. So having these energies and being able to work on either one, whether it's more self-love, being universally and unconditionally loving for both, but also being able to work more towards service for others. So it's like I said, it's really a combination of each one, and jaspers come in a lot of different colors. I mean, I have zebra jasper too, but it's not ocean jasper. All three of those are ocean jasper. Things flying away from me. But yeah, definitely Anne, since the pink amethyst was actually a choice, I would say go back. I think they were the third pile, if I'm remembering right. Pretty sure they were the third pile. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here for now and do some other things I must get to. And then, just as a reminder for those who watch this after it's live, we are 4 away from being able to have subscribers and get emojis and stuffs here. But also for my October contest, all you have to do is follow me, and if you get friends to follow and get some proof of that, I add you an extra entry. But anyone who's already following is automatically entered to get my 30-minute package for once a week. You get a half-hour reading with me for 4 weeks on whatever topic you want. So that going, and also I'm going to say this again, cinnamon means stop. Please contact me on my Facebook Messenger or my Instagram, so that way I can set up your 1 hour astrology reading that you won. And I think that's it, guys. Yeah, I know. I don't want her to miss out on her reading. I just don't have a way to contact her. I'm hoping she um, reaches out to me so I can do it for her, because I really want to do that for her. But yeah, if you want more information on any of my contests or what I do, or booking, stupid loud thing, and or booking appointments with me, all my links are in my About section for my Facebook and my Instagram. I put all my videos saved to YouTube for being able to watch later if they're not on here when you want to go back and watch them. And everyone have a great night, day, morning, evening, wherever you are, and I will see you Sunday. I'm trying to go through my days here. See you Sunday for the weekly energy advice reading. And hopefully, you guys don't randomly get a tarot roast and a pick a card again. It seems to be the ways right now. I'm not the one doing this, I promise. But, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye here, get something to eat, because readings make me hungry. But yeah, have a great night, everybody. Good morning, wherever you are.